Welcome back and to shed more light on the Senate elections 2025. We have the pleasure to have with us over the phone our dear guest, Dr. Ahmed Sharaf, Deen, political analyst and educational consultant. Good evening to you, sir.
Well, good evening. Thank you for having me.
It's our pleasure, sir. Well, Dr. Sharaf Deen, for the second consecutive day, Egyptian expatriates were casting their ballots. Some committees around worldwide have closed, and others are not going to close before 7 o'clock in the morning, 7 a.m. Cairo local time, which is Los Angeles. How did you follow the Egyptians' keenness to participate in casting their ballots abroad?
Well, first of all, let me just say that this is very critical, very important. In any society, elections, as you know, are more than just a political procedure. They are a vital expression of the people's will. And in Egypt, participation in the current Senate elections is not only a constitutional right, but it's more about a national responsibility. As a country continues to shape its political, economic, and social future, the voice of every citizen really matters. The Senate plays a key role in legislative consultation, policy evaluation, and making public participation in its election a crucial element of building more representative, stable, and responsive state. So we need to talk here about how does it work and how it supports the national stability and the balance of power. So during the times of the regional challenges and internal reform, political stability is essential. The Senate serves as a balancing chamber that complements the House of Representatives. It offers a platform for deeper and deeper deliberation, especially on critical matters such as constitutional amendments, national strategies, and foreign agreements. Participating in the election helps legitimize this process and reinforce Egypt's institutional framework. It also influences, in a way or another, the policy through qualified voices. The Senate includes elected individuals and the presidential appointees who bring expertise from across sectors, the law, the education, health, economy, and more. By voting, citizens contribute, in a way or another, to the selection of candidates who will influence national discussions on laws and strategies. A Senate made up of credible community-backed members is more likely to bring real solutions to everyday challenges.
Yes. Yes. Dr. Sharaf Deen, also the Egyptian expatriates' keenness to go and cast their ballots in the Egyptian embassies worldwide in several countries around the world. Give us an idea about this picture. What does it say about the Egyptian character? Because some Egyptian expatriates travel from one city to another in order to cast their ballots. So, and we see them standing in long queues, holding the Egyptian flags. Give us an idea about the importance of this picture. What is the message that the Egyptians who are having deep roots in their home land and in Egypt here, when standing in queues, casting their ballots abroad?
Well, you mentioned the word expatriates, and this is very, very important, and I am one of those who are now outside our homeland, and I think that we have also major responsibility here when it comes to the election process.
Yes.
One of the most important things here that we need to consider is when citizens participate in transparent elections, they contribute also to improve Egypt's reputation as a country committed to the international principles and also to the democratic developments.
Yes.
So this in turn can positively impact international relations, investment opportunities, and also the diplomatic credibility.
Yes.
And let me tell you, it also helps in a way or another of how we can just protect the citizens' rights by having such participation inside Egypt and outside Egypt. Participation ensures that these sensitive issues are discussed by individuals who are in touch with the needs and concerns of ordinary Egyptians inside Egypt and also with Egyptians outside the country. So this is very, very important to consider that. So I would describe that the current Senate elections are not a marginal event. It's a chance for Egyptians to shape the future of their nation. And I believe by voting inside Egypt and outside Egypt, citizens are not only choosing individuals to fill seats, but they are also choosing the quality of the national dialogue, the direction of reform, and the strength of Egypt's democratic institutions. Let me just put that in a nutshell. Participation is power, and it's the right time now for every Egyptian to use it.
Yes, Dr. Sharaf Deen also since 3 days ago and for now the third consecutive day we see the National Election Authority holding press conference in several times through the day at 10 a.m. Cairo local time, at 4 p.m. Cairo local time and 7 p.m. Cairo local time. The first day was giving us the idea about the preparations concerning the expatriates casting their ballots in several embassies around the world, and also yesterday was the first day, and today also the second day of the elections abroad, and we saw a coordination between the National Election Authority here in Cairo and with the ambassadors who were speaking via video conference in all the press conferences that were aired today and yesterday, speaking about the election process and how is it going, and that the process is going very smoothly, and there were no any breaches or problems that faced. How did you see this kind of coordination and cooperation between the embassies outside Egypt and the National Election Authority?
I think that this is very critical, very crucial. Such coordination, such cooperation is a must today. We can just see the challenges and what's going on outside our country. But I also believe that there is a very important role on the Egyptian expatriates in the Senate elections. And as you know, for those who are living and working outside our homeland, represent a vital extension of the nation's identity. They also represent the economic perspective and influence. Remember that there are more than 12, if not more than that, millions of Egyptians residing abroad across the Gulf, in Europe, in America, and beyond, and their voices are indispensable in shaping the future of Egypt. So I believe, and this is my humble opinion, that such elections offer the citizens the opportunity to participate meaningfully in national decision-making regardless of their physical location.
Yes.
Their involvement not only reflects democratic inclusion, but also reinforces national unity and civil responsibility.
Yes. Dr. Sharaf Deen, usually in Egypt the elections, whether Senate elections or the parliament elections, start first, the voting starts first abroad, and then after this inside Egypt, in the several governorates inside Egypt. What is the echo that the expatriates, Egyptian expatriates are going or the echo, they are going to live inside the Egyptians staying in Egypt, in several governorates here, that the Egyptians living abroad were very keen to go and cast their ballots,
Right.
and that this is a very important thing for the citizen in order
Right,
to
right.
show the whole world that we have free will and we have awareness,
Right.
and we are the land of the cradle of civilization.
Right, right. I think that it also, let me just add something here.
Yes,
It
please.
also strengthens the bond between the homeland and its citizens abroad. So participating in such elections allows Egyptian expatriates to stay connected to their country's
Yes.
political and social development. Voting in the Senate elections is an expression of loyalty, belonging, and shared responsibility for Egypt's future. It bridges the physical distance and reaffirms that Egypt's destiny is shaped by all its citizens at home and abroad. It also represents the diverse perspectives and the global experience. Remember that Egyptians abroad are exposed to different cultures, systems, and the global best practices. So when they engage in elections, they bring with them new perspectives and aspirations that can enrich national dialogue.
Yes.
So all in all, their participation helps ensure that the Senate includes voices that understand both the local needs and the international trends.
Yes, yes. Dr. Sharaf Deen, the Executive Director of the National Election Authority, in a press conference, the first press conference days ago, said that the National Authority for Elections is providing the latest international standards to cope with the international standards in giving the citizens of Egypt the awareness to cast their ballots. And so they made on the internet, if a citizen living abroad wants to know where to cast his ballot and who is nominees, their names, and the governorates, whether Cairo governorate, Sharqiya, Giza, Dakhliya. Did you get me? So they found, he said, Chancellor Ahmed bin Dari, the executive director of the National Election Authority, said that they found that most of the people who were searching for where to cast their ballots were youth, Egyptian youth, from 18 years old till 25 years old. How do you see this in a country 60% of its inhabitants and people are youth?
I think you mentioned something very important, the youth and the international standards as well. Remember that when it comes to the role of the youth, it's very, very important here, because in this way we need to increase also the what it is called the role of the youth awareness when it comes to such elections. So I think it's very, very why. The question is why? Why youth participation matters? Well, for a number of reasons. As a matter of fact, youth always bring innovative ideas, progressive thinking, energy to the political process, and also to defend the national interest. So in a world facing today rapid change and the growing challenges from climate change to misinformation to such as the fast development on the digital world, so youth is a key word. They have the digital literacy and also the global awareness necessary to protect the national identity and promote informed decisions.
Yes.
So I think that, and this is what I can observe, that the Egyptian government has shown commitment to empower youth by creating youth-focused ministries and national programs by establishing platforms such as the World Youth Forum, where young people engage with decision makers, by also promoting youth candidacy in local councils and national elections. So back again, then Senate elections further offer a platform for integrating youth perspectives into long-term national strategies, especially in areas like technology, environment, education, and cultural development. And of course, I can really understand that there are challenges facing youth participation, but at the end, that this is the time to call an action. This is the time to use the opportunity, and I'm very, very sure that all people will be very aware and understanding very well that such a golden opportunity that we need to seize to move forward and to create and increase the level of progression for our country.
Yes, yes. Dr. Sharaf Deen, as a political analyst, now Egypt is surrounded by countries. Every country has its own problem and crisis and suffering. Egypt, by organizing the Senate election 2025, how does this show the stability of Egypt, that it's a secured nation, and how would this help in attracting more tourism to Egypt, more investments to Egypt?
I think it's very, very important. It plays, as a matter of fact, a very significant part for bringing more investments, because in this way, what we can just see is a strategic asset for the economic investments by demonstrating commitment to the legislative frameworks, by providing checks and balances, by having also national development plans, by also showing that sense of understanding the cultural, educational, and scientific affairs, by again reaffirming Egypt's sovereignty and the global role here. So elections, as a matter of fact, it's a pillar for the national progress, and it's also an incentive for economic progress, by sending a message to the whole world that Egypt is already now the right place for more investment, and it also works on increasing the stability. We can just see what's going on today outside the country, and Egypt's diplomatic efforts are intensively working on how to calm down the situation, how to find a platform, and how to create a newly created roadmap that can achieve at the end the level of stability. So if we just, and as you said now, stability and investment both are closely interconnected. Stability can help investment by having the Egyptian capabilities and the Egyptian efforts and the Egyptian experiences. I think we can move forward for achieving both pillars, stability and investments, for rightful future of Egypt at the end.
Yes, I thank you very much for your time. Thank you for your valuable information. Dr. Ahmed Sharaf Deen, political analyst and educational consultant. Thank you very much for joining us over the phone, ladies.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you so much. Ladies and gentlemen, a short break and I'm going to be back with you.